Welcome to Spirit Communications with Ed and Lauri. My name is Lauri Albert.
And I'm, of course, Ed Taurus.
This unique take on the world of mediumship and spirituality is going to be a really fascinating show. We are so excited to bring our lives to you.
This is going to be very different because what we're going to be planning on doing is doing readings and then uploading them onto the YouTube. So please consider looking at us and subscribing in. We're going to be talking about some of the things: spirituality, religions, connecting. How do we connect with spirit? How do we make those connections verifiable? That's really important to us. And of course, why are we doing this? For messages.
Absolutely. We're going to be bringing in guests, so that'll be fun too. And like Ed said, we're going to be bringing in. We'll be doing live. We're going to work through to live.
That's a little
we'll work through. I know this is our first show, which is so exciting to us. But we want to work up to maybe doing a live show. We'll see where spirit takes us, and that's the fun part. We're going to talk about everything spiritual. Spiritually, spirituality, all of that stuff. We're going to talk about angels and kids that are psychic. We'll be talking about how energy affects what we do, and it's going to be a blast. We're hoping that you join us on this journey, this really unique take. And I know I just said that, but unique take on mediumship.
So, Lauri, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and give the audience an idea of who we are?
Exactly. Like I said, my name is Lauri Albert. I have been having sort of communication, I guess you could say, with the spirit world really my whole life. I was raised Catholic, and I remember sort of being told that this wasn't I shouldn't be into this kind of thing, right? So I squelched it. I put it to the side, and that's fine. I mean, that's just the way I was brought up. But you know what? I've come to realize later that Spirit wanted me to hold off on it until now. And right now, I am so excited to be able to. I do so many readings where people just need that little bit of comfort from a loved one that has passed, and that they need that final sort of communication just to kind of be able to go on with their lives and maybe just ease up the grieving process a little bit. And it's cool because I feel like I've found my purpose in life, you might say. So that's a little bit about me, and we'll be getting into who we are also more as the shows go by. But Ed, tell us a little bit about you.
Absolutely. Same thing. I was also raised a Catholic. Still feel a tight connection with Christ. But more than that now, everything has been expanded. I don't feel like there's a necessity to build a wall. In fact, to remove the walls, just being strictly Catholic. No, I feel a connection with Christianity. I feel a connection with Judaism. I feel a connection with the Eastern spiritual connections. Those are just phenomenal and amazing. More importantly, though, the verifications and the messages, that's what we're all talking about. And it's a continuation of life. We don't just die. We don't just disappear. What we do is we just transition. And that's what's important to us. And that's what's kind of taken over our lives, proving to you all that what happens is we just leave a body behind and we move on. But we're also here. We're also here to help us and to continue in our lives. Mom and Dad, love you both. I know you've gone on to the other side, but I also know that you're here, strongly here. We can always feel it. And I know you and I have worked together for many, many years, but we've also gone our individual way and done readings, and there's nothing like connecting with somebody who's gone over, verifying, bringing a message, making it real, making it feel like, oh my God, they're still here. Just helping others, and that's what it's all about. It's just helping others.
It's interesting. As you were saying all that, I was thinking of this quote by Dyer, and he said, and he passed away in August of this year, 2015. So somebody had mentioned this quote, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to always remember this. We are not humans having a spiritual experience. We are spirits or souls having a human experience. So if you look at it in terms of that, it changes how you think about your life. I don't know. I just find so much sort of peace in that.
Right.
You know?
And one of the things we also, which Lauri had talked about, is energy vibrations. We're going to be talking about energy, increasing our vibration to connect with that other side. Chakras, what they are, how do we activate and exercise them, really. Angel connections, the stronger vibrations, the really good people on this plane, earth plane, that have crossed over. You could just feel the difference in their energies. Lots of other things that we'll be bringing in, and we would love to have your input. Email us
Absolutely.
at Ed and Lauri
At
edandlauri.com. Yes, please.
We just created the website, so it's great. Yeah, Ed and Lauri at edandlauri.com. How easy can that be?
Right. We do have a Facebook page. Please jump right on it, and you can always add things there. Questions. We can actually start answering things on the Facebook page also.
Yeah, we want this to be an interactive show. We want you all to tell us what you want to learn about. Tell us what you want us to do. Just give us feedback. If you hate it, tell us. We don't care. We're, Don't you think?
Animal communications. There's nothing like a
right.
child that's crossed over, but an animal that's crossed over is just so touching.
Yeah.
Those are children. Those are our kids. Those are extensions of our families.
Absolutely.
We would also encourage, if you are also a medium or a psychic or some kind of an animal connector, we'd love to have input from you guys. Maybe even be on our show once. Just come on over. We'll communicate and we'll connect.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be. We want to keep it upbeat, and we want to keep it just interactive. Like I said, because there's so many questions that people have.
Yes.
Don't you think? I mean, I get asked the craziest questions all the time, and it's great because people are wanting to know. And I'm not saying that we have all the answers, but it's certainly not. But the questions are there. That it's the inquisitive nature of it is fantastic.
Oh,
so.
absolutely. A little bit about me, please, if I may digress. Grew up in Los Angeles, a little part of just outside of LA on the east side. Moved to the Valley here in Southern California, and I've stayed here ever since. Married, children, working full time. I've actually gone into the technical field, and so being very much in the tech side, it was very hard for me to let go of that and actually embrace the trust of spirit connections. And so it's been a journey. It's been a struggle at times, and I know there's lots of mediums out there who are still learning and growing, and we can totally relate. There's a lot of people who at a very early age connect and understand these connections, and can see, and just like Lauri and I are looking at each other, we can see, they can see. I'm sorry. I actually use my third eye, internal. I see in my mind, I hear in my mind. So it's different. Again, it's just a different connection. I feel a lot of energy. I can feel people's pain empathically.
I think that a lot of mediums do it differently. Like and I tell people this because, I give readings all the time. And one of the things is that I always say, first off, is that every medium is different. Every medium works differently.
Right.
And the way I work is, and I think you probably do too, obviously, but is that, I let spirit take over the reading. We are allowing spirit to take over this video and tell, basically tell us what we're supposed to say, because there's somebody out there right now that is supposed to be watching this video. Isn't that bizarre to think? It's not bizarre, but for us. But when you learn to allow spirit to direct your life, it becomes amazing how things work out. Like we were socializing one day, and I said, I want to do a show. Do you want to do it with me? It was like spur of the moment, and let's do it. And here we are. So if you allow spirit to direct what it is that you're supposed to do in your life, things always seem to work out, don't you think?
Absolutely. Hey, meditate. Important.
Yes.
The importance of meditation. Getting into yourself and getting out of your own space and allowing that connection again.
Yeah.
Other things real quick. Trance. getting into some kind of a, what they might say, hypnotic state. No, it's just an alpha state where you are now connecting in a different way. Listening to somebody in trance communicate with a different entity, different voices, different expressions, phenomenal. It's just the most amazing thing.
Yeah. And, you know, also too, you know, we talk a lot about these things that we're just talking about, trance and all of this stuff in the chakras. If you have a question about that, you know, we're hopeful to just be able to eventually, you know, have one show specifically for a specific subject. But bring it on. If you want to ask, if you want us to do a show on a specific topic, we're totally into that. Chakras. Chakras are so important. And you know, people, it's interesting because, you know, when we get new people, we have a development circle. Actually, Ed has a development circle that I am so thankful to be part of. And we have people that come in that are newbies, so to speak, right? And they're not sure about the chakras, and they're not understanding exactly about the energy and the vibration and how it all works together. And it's interesting because to watch them grow, to watch these people grow and like learn about this stuff, and you know, it's just really fascinating to go from somebody that is just having these weird things happen to them and like hearing, I don't want to, this is going to sound weird, but hearing voices, you know, and that sort of thing, to fully understanding what the chakras are and how energy comes into play with all of this. It's really fascinating to watch them grow.
Absolutely. And you know, these...
I keep changing the topic. I'm sorry.
Beautiful, isn't it? Don't be so quick to discount when your children, as they're growing older, are saying, you know, I just saw Grandpa. Instead of discounting it and worrying so much, ask them, what did they see? What did they hear? Just kind of make it more normal. Make it more natural, in other words. Don't be so afraid. And if there are things that are getting your children or even you afraid at night, there's things to protect yourself. There's ways to deal with that. Okay, and again, it's just different topics that we're going to be raising and raising the awareness of. You know, there's a lot of good people on this earth planet. There's a lot of questionable people or people you just don't want to deal with. It's the same way in the spirit world. People just haven't grown on that side yet. And in fact, that's another topic. As you cross over, you continue to grow and educate. That's a fun one. But you know, some people are still stagnating. They don't want to grow. They don't want to change. What are ghosts? Jeez. Did you hear that?
Yeah, exactly. Well,
so different topics. You know, again, please subscribe. We're looking forward to this show. It's a beautiful kickoff, and again, it's at Ed and Lauri at edandlauri.com. Join us on Facebook. Like our Facebook
Spirit
page. Connections
with Ed and Lauri.
Absolutely.
And we'll be posting this video all over the place. So, like I said, you know, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun ride. So.
Absolutely. Well, welcome to our introduction, and we're looking forward to letting this thing grow and expand and take off.
Great. Thanks so much. We'll be seeing you soon.
We'll see you soon.